excited to discover the ultimate way to spend an unforgettable 4 days in Paris, France, you're in the right place. We've crafted the perfect itinerary just for you, packed with all the must-sees and hidden gems this enchanting city has to offer. Stick with us till the very end, as we're about to share some exclusive tips and hidden gems that will turn your Paris journey into an epic tale. And hey, if you're hungry for more travel itineraries like this one, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what we've got lined up. Ready to dive into the magic of Paris? Let's get started. Best time to visit. The best time to visit Paris is during the spring, April to June, and fall, September to November, when the weather is mild and the city is less crowded. Summer is also popular, but expect larger crowds and higher prices. Winter offers a unique charm with festive decorations and fewer tourists, though it can be quite cold. Paris airport tips. Flying to Charles de Gaulle Airport, the primary gateway to Paris, plan to arrive with ample time to navigate this bustling hub. The RER-B train offers a convenient and cost-effective way to get to the city center, with a one-way trip costing about $12 USD. Alternatively, taxis are available but can be pricey, typically starting from $50 to $60 USD to central Paris. Where to stay in Paris? For a quintessential Parisian experience, the Marais district is ideal. Here, boutique hotels and charming apartments range from $150 to $300 USD per night, offering a blend of historic charm and modern comforts. If luxury is your preference, consider staying in the Saint-Germain-des-Prés area, where upscale hotels average $250 to $500 USD per night, surrounded by high-end shops and iconic cafes. How to get around Paris. Paris, the City of Light, boasts an excellent public transportation system, including the metro, buses, and trams, making it easy to explore every corner of the city. For an immersive experience, rent a bicycle through the city's bike-sharing system, Vélib', for about $6 USD per day. For unlimited travel, consider the Paris Visit Pass, which costs around $40 USD for a 4-day pass and provides unlimited access to the metro, bus, and tram lines, perfect for budget-conscious travelers. Day 1. Iconic landmarks. Morning. Louvre. The Louvre is one of the most iconic landmarks in Paris and a fantastic starting point to dive into this artistic city. Home to masterpieces like the Venus de Milo, the Mona Lisa, and Liberty Leading the People, it's an art lover's paradise. Before you even step inside, you'll be amazed by the glass pyramid entrance designed by architect Ming Pei. This impressive structure is just a glimpse of the wonders that await you inside. Admission to the Louvre is about $24 USD, and I highly recommend purchasing your tickets in advance online to skip the lines. Given that you're about to explore the largest art museum in the world, consider taking a guided tour to the Louvre. This way, you can enjoy fast-track entry and gain insights from a knowledgeable guide who will lead you to the museum's top treasures. Plan to spend at least 2 hours in the Louvre during your 4 days in Paris. However, if you're an art enthusiast, you might want to devote an entire morning to exploring its vast collection. For those who love photography, arrive before the museum opens to enjoy the courtyard all to yourself. The courtyard opens at 7 a.m. Keep in mind, the museum is closed on Tuesdays, and getting there early is worth it to avoid the crowds that build up as the day progresses. Mid-morning, Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel. Either before you enter the Louvre or when you come out, be sure to check out the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel. This isn't the famous Arch of Paris, we'll get to that one later, but it's equally splendid even though it's half the size. Built to honor Napoleon's victories, the construction of the Arc de Triomphe du Carrousel began in 1806. You'll see beautiful military reliefs carved into the rose-pink marble. At the top of the monument, there's a stunning sculpture of Peace riding her triumphal chariot. Insider tip. Visit early in the morning or late in the afternoon for the best light for photos and fewer crowds. Plus, it's free to admire and makes for a great starting or ending point to your Louvre visit. Brunch at Marcel 3. If you're looking to grab some lunch nearby, one of my favorite cafes in Paris is Marcel 3. They serve delicious, healthy, and light meals that are perfect for refueling. Just a 10-minute walk from the Louvre, it's super convenient. You can enjoy a meal here for around 20 to 30 USD. Insider tip: try their avocado toast or quinoa salad, both are crowd favorites. Arrive before the lunch rush to snag a cozy spot and enjoy a more relaxed dining experience. Afternoon, Jardin du Palais Royal. Walk off your lunch with a pleasant 10-minute stroll to the Jardin du Palais Royal. These beautifully manicured gardens lead you to the Palais Royal itself. Originally a royal residence, this stunning complex now houses the Ministry of Culture, the Conseil d'État, and the Constitutional Council. Outside the palace, you'll find the famous black and white striped columns designed by French artist Daniel Buren. Although their installation in the mid-80s sparked controversy for not fitting the historic setting, the unique columns have since become beloved. Palais Royal is undoubtedly one of the most Instagrammable spots in Paris, so make sure you have your camera ready. Jardin des Tuileries. From the Palais Royal, take a leisurely 10-minute walk to the Jardin des Tuileries. These stunning gardens were commissioned by Queen Consort Catherine de' Medici in 1564. Initially a private garden for royal events and exclusive banquets, they have been open to the public since 1667 after the French Revolution. If you're a fan of Monet's famous water lilies, be sure to visit the Musée de l'Orangerie, located within the gardens. The museum is closed on Tuesdays, but if you're there on the first Sunday of the month, admission is free. Insider tip: stroll through the gardens late afternoon for a more peaceful experience, and don't forget to grab a gelato from one of the nearby vendors to enjoy as you wander. Entry to the gardens is free, making it a perfect addition to your day. Late afternoon, Champs-Élysées. Place de la Concorde marks the western end of the Jardin des Tuileries, and from there you can start your stroll along the iconic Champs-Élysées. Stretching 1.9 kilometers, 1.2 miles, this avenue is one of the most luxurious shopping streets in the world. If you're a shopaholic, you'll want to take your time exploring the mix of designer and high street shops from Tiffany's to Nike. Even if shopping isn't on your agenda, soaking up the grandeur of this beautiful street is a must. For those with a sweet tooth, I highly recommend a pit stop at La Durée for their world-famous macarons. A box of these delicious treats will set you back around 20 to 30 USD, but they are worth every penny. Pont Alexandre Duas. After soaking up the shops and glamour of the Champs-Élysées, take a leisurely walk to the River Seine. Paris is known for its beautiful bridges connecting the left and right banks, and you'll spot many during your 4-day adventure. One of the most stunning bridges you'll cross is the ornate Pont Alexandre Duas. This bridge is adorned with giant Art Nouveau lamps, nymphs, cherubs, and winged horses, creating a truly magical sight. No picture can capture the true beauty of this bridge in real life, and if the bridge itself isn't impressive enough, it also offers a fantastic view of the city, including a perfect glimpse of the Eiffel Tower. Rue de l'Université. As you make your way to the left bank, you'll come across the charming Rue de l'Université. This street perfectly captures the sophisticated boulevards that make Paris so enchanting. But what makes it truly special is the incredible view it offers of the city's most iconic landmark, the Eiffel Tower. From the eastern end of the Rue de l'Université, you'll get an unparalleled view of the Iron Lady. Evening, La Tour Eiffel. It will take you around 30 minutes to walk the length of Rue de l'Université before you reach the grand finale, the Eiffel Tower. Standing tall at 324 meters, 1,063 feet, the Eiffel Tower soars above the Parisian skyline. There's no better way to take in the City of Lights than from its second-floor viewing deck with a chilled glass of champagne in hand. To wrap up the first day of your 4-day Paris itinerary, ride the lift to the top of the observation deck and watch the sunset over the rooftops of Paris. The cost for visiting the Eiffel Tower vary. Taking the lift straight to the top costs about 38 USD. If you're up for a bit of a workout, you can walk to the second floor and then take the lift, which costs around 24 USD. Since wait times can be long, especially during summer, I highly recommend booking your Eiffel Tower tickets well in advance. Insider tip: for a deeper dive into the history and fascinating facts about the Eiffel Tower, consider booking a guided tour. It's a great way to enrich your visit and make the experience even more memorable. Dinner in Paris. After soaking in the breathtaking views, it's time to indulge in some delicious French cuisine near the Eiffel Tower. For your first night, head to Garafa, an elegant seafood restaurant with a stunning setting. Book a table on a warm evening to dine al fresco on their terrace with a view of the tower. Expect to spend around 80 to 100 USD per person for a memorable meal. Another great nearby option is Lynette, where you can savor classic French dishes. Start with a plate of burgundy snails and a glass of wine while you choose your main course. A meal here will cost about 60 to 80 USD per person. Lynette's closest metro is Champ de Mars. Insider tip: make reservations in advance for both restaurants to ensure you get a great table with a view. Day 2. Top spots in Paris. Morning, Trocadéro. Sunrise. During your 4 days in Paris, experiencing the city at first light is a must. My top recommendation for watching the sunrise is from the terrace at Trocadéro. Located across the Seine with a direct view of the Eiffel Tower, it offers some of the best views of this iconic landmark. Arrive early and you'll likely have the entire area to yourself, perfect for capturing stunning photos. Afterward, enjoy a peaceful stroll through the Jardin des Trocadéro. Getting to Trocadéro is easy. Just take Metro Line 6 or 9 and get off at the Trocadéro station. Alternatively, treat yourself to a taxi or an Uber since you woke up super early. Mid-morning, Champs de Mars. Another day in Paris, another chance to explore this postcard-perfect city on foot. Start your day by crossing the Seine via the Pont de l'Éna, pausing often to snap photos of the Eiffel Tower. As you step onto the right bank, you'll be greeted by a charming carousel. While it doesn't open until mid-morning, it's a great spot to capture some more photos of the Eiffel Tower with the ride in the foreground. Next, spend some time exploring the expansive park that surrounds the base of the Eiffel Tower. The neatly manicured gardens of the Champs de Mars offer even more fantastic shots of the tower, and it's worth taking advantage of the lack of crowds early in the day. Brunch at Cozy Bousquet. After this early start, you'll probably be starving, so take a break and grab some brunch nearby at Cozy Bousquet. They'll welcome you with fluffy pancakes, avocado toast, and strong coffee to put a spring in your step. A delicious brunch here will cost you around 20 to 30 USD. Afternoon, Les Invalides. Just a 10-minute walk from Cozy Bousquet, you'll find Les Invalides, a stunning complex of museums, a church, and the tomb of Napoleon Bonaparte. If you're into military history, don't miss the Musée de l'Arme des Invalides, also known as the Army Museum. It's home to one of the largest collections of military history and art in the world. You'll find armor, weapons, and personal items from French monarchs and key figures like Francis I, Louis XIV, and Charles de Gaulle. The museum is open daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and admission is about 16 USD. You can book your tickets in advance online or buy them in person. Plan to spend at least an hour exploring this fascinating place. Musée Rodin. The Musée Rodin, which opened in 1919, is dedicated to the works of Auguste Rodin, widely regarded as the founder of modern sculpture. Among the stunning collections, you'll recognize famous pieces like The Thinker, The Kiss, and The Gates of Hell. The museum is set in the beautiful 18th century mansion Hotel Byron, which is a sight to behold on its own. Admission is about 16 USD, and the museum and gardens are open daily from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., except Mondays when they're closed. The Musée Rodin is conveniently located right next to the Les Invalides, and you should plan to spend at least an hour exploring. If you don't want to spend your whole afternoon in museums, feel free to pick the one that interests you the most and skip the other. Insider tip: the gardens at Musée Rodin are especially lovely for a leisurely stroll and are included with your admission. It's a perfect spot to relax and reflect on the incredible art you've seen. Late afternoon, Les Catacombes de Paris. Not for the faint-hearted, Les Catacombes de Paris, Catacombs of Paris, is a labyrinth of tunnels beneath the streets of the 14th arrondissement. Containing the bones of over 6 million Parisians, the catacombs are a must-see if you're looking for something a bit edgier during your 4 days in Paris. To access these tunnels, you'll descend 131 steps and follow a 1.5-kilometer, 1-mile circuit. The catacombs are open from Tuesday to Sunday between 9:45 a.m. and 8:30 p.m., closed on Mondays. Tickets cost about 31 USD and include an audio guide. Be sure to book your tickets online in advance to save time queuing. Expect to spend about an hour exploring the ossuaries. The catacombs are a 40-minute walk from the Les Invalides. Alternatively, you can take the metro from Varigny to Denfert-Rochereau with a change at Paris Montparnasse-Vaugirard. Insider tip: wear comfortable shoes and bring a jacket. The temperature in the catacombs is a cool 57 degrees Fahrenheit, 14 degrees Celsius year-round. It's a fascinating, eerie experience that you won't forget. Evening, La Tour Montparnasse. Once you emerge back into the daylight, take a 20-minute walk to the Montparnasse Tower. It might not be the prettiest building in Paris, but once you reach the 56th floor, you'll forget all about its exterior. From up there, you'll see everything from the Eiffel Tower to the Louvre and Notre Dame. Admission is about 26 USD on site, but it's only 22 USD if you book your tickets online. The tower is open daily from 9:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's a 20-minute walk from the catacombs. Alternatively, you can take the metro from Denfert-Rochereau to Paris Montparnasse-Vaugirard. Seine River Cruise. After spending the 2 days of your Paris itinerary crisscrossing the Seine, it's time to take a scenic tour along the waterway. I highly recommend a nighttime cruise to experience the magic of Paris's landmarks all lit up. You can find a variety of cruises online, from budget-friendly to luxurious options. If you're ready to splurge, check out the evening cruise with dinner on the River Seine. You can choose between a short 75-minute cruise starting at 6 p.m. or a longer 2.5-hour cruise starting at 8:30 p.m. There are various menu, wine, and seating options, so take your time to pick what suits you best. For a more wallet-friendly option, try the 1-hour Seine cruise and crepe tasting near the Eiffel Tower. In the summer, cruises depart every 30 minutes from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. In the winter, departures are every 45 minutes from 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Your ticket, which costs around 20 USD, includes a delicious French crepe that you can enjoy before and after the cruise. Best deal ever, right? Insider tip: for the best views and fewer crowds, book your cruise for a weekday evening. Arrive early to snag a prime spot on the boat and have your camera ready for some stunning nighttime shots. Day 3, from culture to nightlife. Morning, brunch at 5 Paille. You've been waking up early and packing in a lot of sights so far. So, for day 3 and your 4-day Paris itinerary, it's time to take it easy with a long and leisurely brunch. Head to 5 Paille for a relaxing meal. Treat yourself to a delicious plate of oeufs, eggs, paired with a refreshing cold brew. A meal here will cost you around 20 to 30 USD. Insider tip: arrive mid-morning to beat the brunch rush and snag a cozy spot by the window. It's the perfect way to start your day at a more relaxed pace, soaking in the Parisian vibes. Mid-morning, Pompidou Center. Just a 20-minute walk away, the Pompidou Center boasts one of the most innovative exteriors you'll ever see in a museum. Commissioned by Georges Pompidou, the former president of France, it serves as a home for contemporary artworks. Here, you can admire pieces by Henri Matisse, Andy Warhol, and Marcel Duchamp. Entrance costs about 16 USD, and the museum is open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. except on Tuesdays. You can purchase tickets online or on site. Insider tip: for stunning panoramic views of Paris, head to the rooftop terrace of the Pompidou Center. It's a fantastic spot for photos, and the view alone is worth the visit. Montmartre. Spend the rest of the day exploring the charming streets of Montmartre. To get there easily, take the metro from Etienne Marcel to Barbès-Rochechouart. Besides visiting the attractions I've mentioned below, make sure to leave time to wander the alleyways where painters and street musicians bring the area to life. Grab a café au lait from one of the cozy Parisian eateries spilling onto these picturesque streets, such as La Maison Rose or Café des Deux Moulins, the cafe from Emile. A coffee here will cost around 5 USD. Insider tip: visit Place du Théâtre, the lively square in Montmartre, early in the day to watch the artists set up and start painting. It's a wonderful way to experience the local art scene and maybe even take home a unique souvenir. Afternoon, Sacré-Cœur. Perched majestically over Montmartre, atop the highest hill in Paris, the Roman Catholic Church of Sacré-Cœur is dedicated to the heart of Jesus. Inside, you'll be greeted by an impressive mosaic depicting the risen Christ. If you're up for climbing the 300 steps to the dome, you'll be rewarded with another breathtaking view of the Parisian skyline. There's no admission fee to visit Sacré-Cœur, and it's open daily from 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Le Musée de la Vie Romantique. Le Musée de la Vie Romantique, Museum of Romance, is nestled in a charming house that was once the residence of the painter Henri Scheffer. You can explore the permanent collections for free, which include some of Scheffer's beautiful artworks. If you wish to view one of the temporary exhibitions or enjoy some tea, there's a small fee, typically around 10 USD. The museum is open from Tuesday to Sunday between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., closed on Monday, and is just a 15-minute walk from Sacré-Cœur. Insider tip. After exploring the museum, relax in the lovely garden cafe with a cup of tea and a pastry. It's a serene spot to unwind and reflect on the romantic charm of the museum. Late afternoon, Rue Maurice Trillion. This trendy side street is located on the eastern side of Sacré-Cœur, in the northeast corner of Square Louis Michel. While it's not a typical tourist attraction, it offers a unique perspective of Paris and features some stunning architecture. Be sure to add 10 minutes to your Paris itinerary to visit this Instagram-worthy spot. Canal Saint-Martin. This 2.8-mile canal, 4.5 kilometer, which connects the Canal de l'Ourcq with the Seine, was first commissioned by Napoleon I in 1802. Today, it's one of the trendiest spots to hang out in central Paris and a favorite among locals. If you're a fan of Amélie, you'll recognize the canal where the heroine loves to skim pebbles. You can board a boat for a scenic cruise or take a leisurely walk along the canal side. Hôtel du Nord and Le Vert-Vol are just two of the many charming places to stop for a drink or some Parisian fare. You can walk to the northern point of Canal Saint-Martin from Montmartre in about 30 to 40 minutes. Alternatively, take the metro from Anvers and to get off at Jaurès. Insider tip. Visit in the late afternoon to catch the lively atmosphere as the locals gather for picnics and drinks by the water. It's a great spot to people watch and soak in the vibrant Parisian vibe. Evening, Arc de Triomphe. Once you've enjoyed the canal, hop on the metro at the nearest station and disembark at Charles de Gaulle Itoye. You'll find yourself at the foot of the iconic Arc de Triomphe. This monument honors those who sacrificed their lives for France during the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars. Beneath the arch lies the tomb of the unknown soldier from World War I. You can admire the intricate reliefs and stunning architecture from the ground. It looks especially magnificent at night, so try to arrive before sunset. If you're up for it, you can climb the 280 stairs for a breathtaking panoramic view of Paris. Admission is about 18 USD, and the observation deck is open until 10:30 p.m. in the winter and 11 p.m. in the summer. Insider tip. Time your visit to catch the nightly lighting of the eternal flame at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, which takes place at 6:30 p.m. It's a moving ceremony and a beautiful tribute to the fallen. Night. Montmartre nightlife. One of the great things about spending 4 days in Paris is that you have the chance to revisit some places. For your penultimate night, I recommend heading back to Montmartre. This neighborhood is known for its vibrant nightlife, offering a completely different vibe from the daytime. For dinner, consider La Boîte aux Lettres, Chez Plumeau, or La Taverne de Montmartre. Each of these restaurants provides a quintessential Parisian dining experience. Expect to spend around 40 to 60 USD per person for a delicious meal. Moulin Rouge. While you're back in Montmartre, make sure to swing by the Moulin Rouge to see its legendary red windmill all lit up. The ferry shows are a bit pricey, but if you're looking for unforgettable experiences during your 4 days in Paris, witnessing the Belle Époque in all its glory is a must. Shows run nightly at 7 p.m., 9 p.m., and 11 p.m., with tickets starting at 125 USD. You can book online in advance. If you prefer to spend your evening elsewhere, be sure to visit the Moulin Rouge earlier in the day to catch a glimpse of its iconic exterior. Day 4. Unveiling the secrets of Paris. Morning. Île de la Cité. Start your final day in Paris on the charming Île de la Cité. This natural island in the middle of the River Seine is brimming with historic sites and offers a perfect blend of culture and scenery. Insider tip: arrive early to avoid the crowds and enjoy a peaceful morning exploring landmarks like Notre Dame Cathedral and Sainte-Chapelle. Plus, entry to the island is free, making it a budget-friendly start to your day. Mid-morning, Notre Dame de Paris. Construction of this medieval cathedral began in 1163 and took 200 years to complete, only to be damaged during the 16th and 18th centuries. Tragedy struck again with the 2019 fire, but Notre Dame de Paris is bouncing back, and you can now see more of it as the scaffolding has been removed. While it's not currently possible to enter this iconic monument during repairs, catching a glimpse of Notre Dame is an absolute must on your 4-day Paris itinerary. Sainte-Chapelle. Next door to Notre Dame, the Sainte-Chapelle is often overlooked, but it's a hidden gem you shouldn't miss. Inside the French Gothic chapel, you'll discover a stunning array of stained glass windows that depict biblical stories. To see them up close, admission is about $14 USD. However, you can also admire the beautiful architecture from the outside if you prefer. Conciergerie. This Gothic fortress, once a prison during the French Revolution, is where Marie Antoinette spent her final weeks before her execution. Inside, you can see a recreation of her former cell. Entrance at the Conciergerie is about $14 USD, but if you also want to visit Sainte-Chapelle, you can buy a combo ticket for around $22 USD. Insider tip: purchase your combo ticket online in advance to skip the lines and save time. Afternoon, Latin Quarter. Cross over the Petit Pont and you'll find yourself in the lively Latin Quarter. This vibrant area in the 5th arrondissement is filled with some of the best sights to explore during your 4 days in Paris. Insider tip: wander the charming streets and visit iconic spots like the Pantheon and the Sorbonne University. Don't forget to stop by a local cafe for a delicious coffee or pastry. Prices are typically around $5 to $10 USD. It's a great way to soak in the local atmosphere. Shakespeare & Company. Shakespeare & Company is a charming English-language bookshop with a rich history. Silva Beach opened the original shop in 1919, and it quickly became a favorite hangout for literary legends like Ernest Hemingway and James Joyce. Although the original closed during World War II, the legacy continued when George Whitman opened the current Shakespeare & Co. in 1951 at a new location. Just a 5-minute walk from the Notre Dame via Petit Pont, it's a must-visit for book lovers. Late afternoon, Odette Notre Dame Café. Grab a coffee and some chow à la crème at Odette, an absolutely charming cafe just a short walk from the bookshop. Alternatively, there are plenty of eateries in the Latin Quarter where you can grab lunch, but trust me, you won't want to skip this one. Expect to spend around $10 to $15 USD for a delightful treat. Insider tip: find a cozy spot on Odette's rooftop terrace for a lovely view of Notre Dame while you enjoy your pastry. It's a delightful way to relax and savor a bit of Parisian sweetness. Early evening, Pantheon. This impressive neoclassical Molosseum from the 19th century houses the remains of notable French figures like Voltaire, Victor Hugo, and Marie Curie. Entrance to the Pantheon costs about $14 USD, but admission is free on the first Sunday of the month from November to March. It's just a 10-minute walk from Odette. Jardin des Plantes. This lush botanical garden is a true haven for flower lovers and photographers. Jardin des Plantes started as a garden for medicinal plants and later became a research hub for French botanists and zoologists. Entrance to the garden is free, and they're open daily from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. It's just a 15-minute walk from the Pantheon. Nightlife in the Latin Quarter. It's the final few hours of your 4-day Paris adventure, so make the most of them. Beyond the attractions and monuments, the Latin Quarter is also a fantastic spot to unwind and experience some of the best nightlife in Paris. Sip wine and nibble on charcuterie to the tune of live music at Les Bars de Feu, where a cozy evening will cost around $20 to $30 USD. Or share some delicious French tapas at Les Bars de Paris for a similar price range. Alternatively, you could spend your final evening revisiting your favorite arrondissement to see it all light up by the enchanting Parisian lights. We hope you enjoyed our guide on spending 4 unforgettable days in Paris. If you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more travel tips and guides. Have you your own Paris favorites or tips? Share them in the comments below. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for joining us on this Parisian adventure. Safe travels and au revoir.